Welcome to Five Flag Center in Dubuque, Iowa for Pinnacle Combat 16. The action starts next.
Rob Spangler along with Justin Taylor from the Five Flag Civic Center in Dubuque, Iowa for Pinnacle Combat 16. And Justin, before we get started talking about all of the exciting fights on this card, Harry McGlaris, Pinnacle Combat promoter, we say it every time, but I think this time it's as true as ever. He might have topped himself with this fight card.
Yeah, simply yes. He has topped himself. We have a great title fight coming up. We've got Tory Bogus coming back defending his title. He won that over hometown favorite Adam Schumacher a couple of cards ago. He'll be taking on Kenny Jordan. It's going to be a great fight there. The co-main event right before that is probably the most experienced two fighters we've ever had in the Pinnacle cage.
Yes.
Between them, they've got 12 UFC fights total, some World Series of Fighting experience, Bellator experience. So we're going to see Jacob Volkman taking on TJ O'Brien, and that's going to be a great fight, a great set of co-main events.
Boy, I tell you what, we are pumped. Pinnacle Combat 16, maybe the best fight card Harry McGlaris has ever put together. With Justin Taylor, I'm Rob Spangler from the Five Flag Civic Center here for Pinnacle Combat 16.
From the Pinnacle Combat Amateur Lightweight Division, it's being sponsored by Sandy Hook Tavern. First, from the blue corner, standing 6 foot tall, fighting at 155 pounds, training with MMAG from Montpelier, Iowa, with 2 wins and 1 loss, Brandon Tate. And in the red corner, standing 5 foot 10, fighting at 155 pounds, training with Nomad Muay Thai from Guttenberg, Iowa, with 2 wins, no losses, Dalton Grandstand.
Welcome back, Pinnacle Combat 16, as we look at the tail of the tape for our 5th amateur bout of the night. It's Brandon Tate versus Dalton Grinstead. Rob Spangler along with Justin Taylor, and also Nick the Cowboy from Helmaren. Beautiful night at the Five Flag Civic Center, Dubuque, Iowa. We are ready for round 1, and we are underway. These are 2 up-and-comers, aren't they, guys?
Yeah, we bring Tate in. He's another tough MMAG guy. He brought us guys like, that team's brought us guys like David Severe and a host of other tough fighters. He lost his debut, and he's on a 2-fight win streak. Sliding in here against Dalton Grinstead.
Both of these fighters won on their last Pinnacle Combat card, Pinnacle Combat 15, and they're both looking to continue that. Grinstead, pretty good on the ground. He is kind of a submission guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely a submission guy. I know he trains with Team Nomad Muay Thai, so he does have some stand-up, but yeah, he's a submission guy. He does train. He's from Guttenberg, like one of our amateur champions, Nick Pierce. I know they do some training together also.
Grinstead in the blue trunks, Tate in the black and white. Right now, Tate on top of Grinstead. Has him back against the cage here, now pops out. Now climbs up over his back. Grinstead rolls around, and now he's on top.
Yeah, they rolled into the cage there. That kind of kept Tate from being able to scoot his hips up on top. He about wound up in the mount, but he just got trapped against the cage there. They're back to their feet now already.
Grinstead single leg takes down Tate. He's on top.
One thing that was mentioned at the top of the fight there by a ring announcer was that the winner of this fight is probably in line for our currently vacant 155-pound amateur championship. So that opponent will be determined once the winner of this fight's determined.
Here's a flurry. Grinstead is firing down. Doesn't look like inflicting a whole lot of damage at this point. And rolling over, once again, here is Tate.
Yeah, Tate gave up his back there to try to get out of the mount. It's usually a last resort, sometimes works. There you go. Hips out, but right into an armbar now.
Yeah, armbar attempt here by Grinstead. Tate slams him out of it.
Seen a lot of slamming on this card. We don't usually have that with the amateurs.
It's a pretty wrestler-heavy card we put together tonight, and I expect quite a few more then because of it.
nearing 30 seconds here left in the first round. This has kind of been more of a position battle than anything else here.
Yeah, a couple submission attempts by Grinstead, but nothing real substantial at this point here in round one. Pretty even matchup, really.
Yeah, I was just thinking to myself here at the after this round of the break, I'm gonna go ahead and let Nick call this round.
And we are in the books for round one.
You know, recovering quite a bit faster, but you know this all could be a mental ploy too by Tate. So.
Well, you know, Dalton's got one of those mouthpieces in too. They're the top-bottom mouthpiece, and all you get when you clamp down on is that little slit in the middle to breathe through. And I hate him. I've used him. I hate him. I won't use him anymore. So that might be a part of his breathing too.
Not a lot of blonde-haired MMA fighters, but Dalton Grinstead, one of them. Alexander Gustafsson, another.
Yeah,
right?
it sure shows
Yes.
the blood really good. So maybe we'll get to see some of that tonight.
Ooh. Nice jab there by Grinstead. Nice body kick. Oh, wow, what a takedown.
Lateral drop there by Tate, or Grinstead, sorry.
It was a big takedown there.
Grinstead riding on top now. Get the crowd out of its slumber here to start the second
Yeah, that
round.
throws it's an amateur wrestling move that only works when they're pushing in, and you don't see it a lot in wrestling, but when you're fighting, you kind of forget some of your wrestling instincts and dive right in chest first, and then you wind up on your back there, feet flying through the air.
Grinstead, he is like a snake. He just gets his arms wrapped around you, and now look at this. Yeah, there he goes. Got him with the rear naked. Just like a snake, right? Slithering around.
Just kind of worked it right in. Tate was kind of taking a breather there, where it wasn't working his hand control.
Cartwheel and a backflip to boot.
Wow.
Dalton Grinstead's fired up about this win.
You know, he's not technically a hometown guy being from Guttenberg, but I know when Nick Pierce, when he comes, they bring a bus. They actually bring a party bus here, so I don't know if Dalton brought that this time, but he's always got a good show and a good following of fans here, so kind of Dubuque's adopted son.
Here's a
nice
replay.
front kick there.
Yeah.
Goes
Head
high.
kick. And boy, I tell you what, that Grinstead with this slick throw here. Wow, that was really what set it up. I think at that point, you got to think Tate was stunned. Let's send it down to our ring announcer once again, Dean Michaels.
Tap out due to rear naked choke at 56 seconds of the second round. Your winner is Dalton Grinstead. This is our co-main event from the professional lightweight division, sponsored by Letman Chiropractic. With this fight, they are fighting for a shot at the title. First, from the blue corner, a D1 All-American wrestler, standing 5'9", fighting at 155 pounds, training with the Academy. From Hugo, Minnesota, with 17 wins and 5 losses, Jacob Christmas Volkman. And in the red corner, 19 of 20 wins were finishes, standing 6'2", fighting at 155 pounds, training out of Des Moines Jiu-Jitsu from Martinsdale, Iowa, with 20 wins and 7 losses, TJ the Spider O'Brien.
Welcome to Pinnacle Combat 16, our co-main event. Rob Spengler, Nick the Cowboy from Hell Marin, and oh yeah, we have a special guest joining us in the booth, Nick.
Anybody out there know Bellator fighter Cole Williams, possibly?
I have no idea who that is.
You might have seen him on television.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for joining our telecast.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
I think we've seen him win some pretty big fights for us, too, here.
Yes, we have. We are ready for round one. What a matchup. 2 big-time vets from the UFC, World Series of Fighting, and right off the bat, we are on the ground here.
This is going to be an excellent grappling match. It really is. His wrestling experience, but he's a good grappler too. And TJ, Man, the Spider, that is a perfect nickname for him.
It certainly is with that body type, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That's a tough matchup.
It's dangerous, too, especially if you're good on the ground, having those long legs,
Look at
long
those
arms.
kicks.
Oh, man.
That is tough. I mean, you're walking right into a buzzsaw there.
You know, you see a lot of shows around will have 2 UFC veterans on them. You know, you see that quite a bit, but here at Pinnacle Combat, they're actually fighting each other, and these guys weren't real long ago in the UFC, either one of them, or World Series of Fighting. Jacob Volkman, what's he, 6-4 in the UFC? TJ O'Brien was a MCC title holder as well around here. He held my title. He's my 155 champ still.
Both fighters right now just jockeying for position here.
TJ is very good on the ground, very slick, but it's, you know, when you have a D1 All-American, the hips they have, that strength, and if you're good with jits, it's a very, very hard thing to beat.
Yeah, Volkman, he placed 3rd once and 4th twice for the University of Minnesota. I mean, just as probably as decorated of a wrestler as we've had yet.
Yep.
On top of his stellar MMA career.
I guess it's not surprising that these two guys took it to the ground right off the bat.
Which is TJ's best game, you know, was off his back, as you can see with
Those
these
kicks.
kicks.
Wow.
Oh, that hurt him.
Boy, he rocked him.
That's, you know, Volkman's best game is going to put TJ in his best game, so we've got to fight, gentlemen.
Yeah, well, what I want to see, what I'm really curious about is what it looks like standing up wise. I think that'd be more beneficial to TJ.
Oh, man.
Got him inside. That was a huge win.
First round tap out win, submission.
You know, it's safe to say winning that fight could get either one of these guys back in the big show. And I tell you what, TJ, he earned another shot with these up kicks and a finish there.
You're right.
Wow.
I mean, that was an impressive win.
That was.
Against, as you said, as good a wrestler as you're going to see.
Yeah.
Volkman stepped in on just a few days' notice, but he did just have a fight 2 weeks ago. He's in fight shape, and it's tough to prepare for a guy like TJ O'Brien, especially on a couple days' notice.
Boy, they call him the Spider for a reason, don't they?
Gets a big win. I see a lightweight title shot in TJ's future here in Pinnacle. We're glad to welcome him aboard, and wow, huge win for him.
Yeah, I think the up kick is what started all that. You know, got him wobbled, got him not thinking
For
right.
your co-main event, your winner by guillotine choke at 2 minutes and 14 seconds of the first round, TJ the Spider O'Brien.
This is Pinnacle Combat.
Taurine Bogus makes his first title defense since defeating Adam Schumacher last year. Bogus has been eager to get back in the cage since his last title defense was canceled due to an opponent's injury.
My name's Torian Bogus. I train at Military Fighting Systems. Aspects of my training would be jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, boxing, and cardio. His name's Kenny Jordan. Watch the video on him. He's gonna do the same thing. Throws a couple jabs, they lay on you. Very boring, just another guy.
Kenny Jordan believes he has all the tools necessary to spoil a champion's first title defense. This former Nebraska wrestler has plenty of talent to put people on their back.
My name's Kenny Jordan. I fight at Gilbert Grappling, currently 3-0. I've been all over the world training. I come in this room right here and you know you're gonna get a good workout in. We start off with boxing, jumping rope, hitting the bag, then we'll go live rounds. I mean, it's a mix of stuff. I'm honored to fight for Pinnacle. You get a place like that looking at you, it's only gonna get better from there. You tell this kid right now, I've been training since I was 5 years old.
I'm not very good at losing belts, but I'm good at winning them.
I'm gonna knock his head off.
I think I kind of want to take his head for a trophy.
He can think what he wants. Ain't no one walking through me.
I'm gonna stand right in his face. We're gonna throw leather.
Actions speak louder than words though, you know?
Come get it.
We'll see May 9th.
This is the main event of the night. Pinnacle Combat, your professional featherweight title fight. First, from the blue corner, he was a D1 wrestler, Big 12 All-American, standing 5'9", fighting at 145 pounds, training at Gilbert Grappling from Frankfort, Illinois, with 3 wins and no losses, Kenny Jordan. And in the red corner, currently holding 2 title belts, standing at 5'6", fighting at 145 pounds, from the Quad Cities and sponsored by Gary's Tattoo and King's Landscaping, with 17 wins, 7 losses, Tori the Brick Bogus.
We are ready for our main event. Torian Bogus defending his championship versus Kenny Jordan, a former Nebraska Cornhusker collegiate wrestler. This is an intriguing matchup, guys.
Yeah, Kenny, just another Gilbert grappling guy. These guys, they come in here and, I mean, they win belts and they beat our best guys a lot of times. And, you know, Bogus, he's just an animal. Nice.
Wow.
Lands a low kick and follows it up with a high kick. He's coming off a loss down at 135 in Bellator.
And Jordan takes him down, slams him to the ground quickly.
You know, in that loss, like you said, he took it Bellator. I think it was that weight cut. He looked like a skeleton when he weighed in. It was a bad weight cut for him. He got it, but it drained him. So he's back at 145 where he needs to be.
Yeah, he didn't even look like the same person down there. This is his ideal weight. He spent most of his career at 55. He'd fight anybody at welterweight even. And I think he's just a natural 45er. He's there. He's winning fights. He's our champion. Throwing up, looking for a triangle there. Nice.
It's pretty slick the way he got out of that slam real quick there.
Right now, Kenny Jordan in the black trunks on top. Torian Bogus, the defending champ, has his back against the cage.
Yeah, I think Dubuque's kind of starting to warm up to Tori. He did come in, beat the local favorite, Adam Schumacher, for the belt. I know he got a warm reception of boos that night. And then he came up to fight for us last time, and his opponent, didn't end up showing, didn't show up. And so I think the crowd's kind of warming up to him a little bit here in Dubuque.
Yeah, his last title defense, his opponent got pulled. It was actually medical. He had a staph infection, and it's just got to be rough to put in a full camp and not get to fight.
Right now, Jordan throwing some elbows, forearm
some
smashes.
big elbows there.
One thing we haven't pointed out, actually, all card, is we are in the pro. This is obviously our last fight. We're in the pro card. Elbows and knees to the face are legal, not like in the amateurs.
Now he's throwing in some lefts. Wow, a big flurry.
Yeah, Bogus needs to try to improve his position there. If he can maybe get his knees underneath him and stand up.
Bogus
push against the cage.
Trying to cover up as best he can. Kenny Jordan throwing some hammer fists, really putting some punish on Torian Bogus here early in this first round.
You know, like was mentioned at the top of the fight, he, a Big 12 all-conference wrestler. So
Right.
he's no slouch. He gets on top of you, and that could be a problem.
Yeah, Torian Bogus right now just trying to survive and cover up, but Kenny Jordan looks pretty impressive here in the early going.
Yeah, Jordan's other fights all look like this. He just gets on top and just grinds and grinds and grinds. Bogus is a guy who's just got a wealth of knowledge and experience, and you just expect that he's going to find a way at some point to turn the tide here.
He's already tried a few jiu-jitsu moves, hasn't been able to effectively implement them though. A couple armbar attempts earlier.
He can't seem to get out of this position.
This looks like Jordan's thought about a choke now. Just kind of cradling up Bogus here.
Near side cradle, we call that in wrestling. Bogus slips his head out there. If he can get his feet under him, back down to the mat. Didn't happen.
Jordan again, strong right there. Another strong right. Kenny Jordan, a tough customer. Again, with that wrestling background, he's really controlling Torian Bogus here in this first round. There's a solid shot to the chin.
Bogus really needs to pull him in, get a hold of his head, an overhook maybe, pull him in, and not let him get the space to strike in there.
Ooh, Strong right. Did he connect on that one? Bogus trying to cover up.
You know, I can't tell if he's kind of playing possum a little bit or if these strikes are really affecting him, but he doesn't look like he normally does it in his fights here.
Kenny Jordan so far looking pretty solid here in round one. Less than a minute to go in this first round. This is our main event. Torian Bogus trying to defend his title belt. And as you said, Nick, a lot of these Gilbert grappling guys have come in and taken belts.
Yeah, Jordan's really not giving it an opening here. Every time he strikes and Bogus bucks or tries to improve his position, he's just right all over him like a wet towel. He's just sticking to him.
These fighters spinning around for positioning here. Kenny Jordan remains on top.
Jordan working his way around, looking for a north-south choke. Bogus pushed off the cage there, about rolled out of it. Short time here. He doesn't appear to have the choke.
Yep, 5 seconds. Go. Jordan trying to inflict a little more damage before the horn sounds. There it is. Good first round of action here for our main event. Again, Torian Bogus trying to hold on to that title belt, but getting a heck of a challenge here, at least. One round in the books from Kenny Jordan.
I'd call it a reluctant 10-9. I wish I could have scored a 10-8.5.
We are set round two underway. Again, Kenny Jordan, former collegiate wrestler.
I think Tori'd like to keep this on its feet for a little bit longer.
And Jordan again going for a takedown here. Bogus, though, stays up. Now slam.
When you try to slam out of a guillotine there, you really have to do a good job of trying to pull your head out. Bogus is just so tight. Jordan couldn't get his head out.
Yeah.
He's trying to work the elbow down to the mat. He was with his left hand.
Trying to shake him off. Boy, Torian Bogus
is. Again, that's just tight.
Oh, there he got it out. Well, that shows that wrestling toughness.
I tell you, they both look pretty sweaty right now. I don't know if that was a factor or not.
I would imagine
sliding out
it
of that, but that
probably
thing was pretty tight.
It's got to be disheartening. You have that, you think you might be able to finish him. He pops out. Now you're right back on bottom where you finished the last round.
Yep, Kenny Jordan, boy, using his grappling ability impressively in that first round, and now still on top here as we start the second and trying to inflict more damage. As you said, he's just grinding away, isn't he?
Yeah, that's his MO. I think Bogus looks like he's trying to do a little bit better job of controlling here, working overhooks and pulling the head down. So if he can do a better job of that, eat a little less damage, and eventually try to work his way back up to his feet, where he's probably best, or best suited to win this fight, anyways.
There's a right and a left attempt there by Jordan. Bogus trying to work himself back up against the cage here. Jordan throwing in some shots to the rib cage area, lower back.
I see Tori taking some deep breaths with a wide open mouth there. I don't know if he's gassing right now or what's going on, but that's not a good sign.
Trying to sneak out. Kenny Jordan again on top. Looks like a couple knee to the body there. There's another one.
It's an underrated knee to the arm. That'll shut your arm down real quick if you get a couple of those in.
Some pretty strong knees being thrown there by Kenny Jordan.
Nice elbow from the bottom there by Bogus.
Bogus really struggling to get much going offensively here in this second round.
It's definitely not a barn burner fight here, but Kenny's doing everything that he needs to do, doing exactly what he needs to do to win this fight so far.
Yep. Really using his wrestling to just wear down Torian Bogus.
Position, you know. He's keeping that chest pressure on him to keep Bogus's back on the mat. Picking his strikes.
I was once told a couple times a position before submission. I think I heard
One of
that.
my favorite lines ever.
Where did you possibly hear that one?
I think that came from a referee, Brian Bressler.
Bogus almost had an elbow there into the face of Jordan, but
You know, in sport jiu-jitsu, it helps to be more active and go for things, but in MMA, you get punched in the face a lot of times, opening up to go for your offense off your back and whatnot, and that's where that comes from. In MMA, you want to keep position.
both of these guys pouring sweat at this point.
I have to be honest, I'm very surprised that Tori's been held down both rounds so far, the whole round.
Pretty dangerous position there, but Vargas able to turn around and get away. Thought for a moment Jordan was going to get in some pretty good poundage from on top. But Torian Vargas able to, again, avert that.
We see our promoter in the background there, Harry, looking on intently.
Yeah, one thing we can say about the pace, that you know, these guys, they're trying to fight a 25-minute fight. Jordan's got a great game plan of just being all over him, and he's really conserving his energy. Vargas has so much snap and power to him. He's doing whatever he can to take that away from him.
Ooh, wow. Forearm smashes and elbows there. Less than 10 seconds to go in this round. Looks like we're finally going to have a fight go to the third round here.
Another nice elbow there.
Yep, and that's it. Round 2 is in the books.
I'd watch for this come out. I'd watch for maybe Tori to come out with another high kick, a little combination, maybe throw a high kick there, see if he could land it.
So here we go, round number 3. The champion, Torian Vargas, in a bit of trouble here as we enter the final round.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't want to lose this round. You go down 3 rounds to nothing, then you have to finish the guy.
Not the final round, excuse me, the third round. Title fight goes 5, so.
Yeah, losing the first 3 rounds,
But this is the first fight to go 3 rounds here on the card tonight.
It just changes your game plan so much, and then changes his is the problem.
There's some good shots from Vargas. Jordan
Nice
wanting to go for a takedown.
there.
You see him blocking that right knee, and he sneaks the left one in on him.
Got the arm in guillotine there. It's harder to finish.
And once again, Kenny Jordan with the takedown.
Just kind of snaps his head out and opened the door, we call it, with his foot. He's opened up to create an angle to pull his head out, and kind of jerked out of it and winds up scoring another takedown.
So Nick, if you're in his corner right now, what are you telling Tori? What are you yelling to him? We can't do another round on your back like this. What are you telling him?
I think he's just got to try to get his back up on the cage and wall walk, we call it, where you're digging your heels into the mat and pushing up.
And maybe look for some potential jits openings. I mean, he's had a few here and there, a few chokehold attempts, but hasn't been able to lock him in.
They were all from
enough.
the feet, though. Jordan's really not giving him much on the ground. He's just all over him.
The thing is, Tori, he's not lacking any power, so I'm thinking maybe an explosion off the fence, and I know he tried that in the first round, and Jordan just rode with him.
I know guys that fought him at 55 that said he was just as strong of an opponent as they've ever had, you know. So might be in some trouble here if Jordan can get that right leg up and around his head. He's got an arm bar there.
Hey.
Nice reversal there by Vargas.
Vargas finally gets up and a nice knee to the chest there.
Good placement there. We know a knee to the head is illegal there because his opponent was down.
It's another story, but that rule needs to be changed too. Watch for Kenny here to suck his legs out from underneath him and put him right back on his back.
Yeah, as a former wrestler myself, I'm all for the knees to the head on the ground. So you can run a front headlock all day and land those. Nice armbar attempt there by Vargas again.
Yep. And
Jordan pulls out. He appears to be out. Yep.
As you said, with the amount of sweat now here in the third round, it's hard to keep those holds, arm bars, chokeholds, etc.
Yeah, you pretty much have to apply them perfect from the beginning, or they can slide out of a lot of stuff like any kind of arm bar or leg locks. Chokes, a lot of times you can still keep just fine as long as you can get under the chin right away, but if you're around the head and trying to work your way in, you're usually going to slide through that sweaty hair.
Torian Vargas again on his back. where he's been much of this fight. I would say he's put up a better fight, though, here in round 3.
Yeah, it's a little better. It's still not going his way, unfortunately, and he's got a little over a minute and a half left here. But if things don't turn around, I'm thinking he's looking. I think he's looking at a 3 rounds to nothing deficit.
Yeah, like I touched on earlier, it's pretty much impossible to finish a fighter that's running from you. I mean, even guys in the UFC, when they don't want to play, you're not going to score any damage, and when you go up 3 to nothing, you can alter your game plan there to go more on the defense, and then that's just the hardest guy to finish is one that's not trying to finish you.
Nasty elbows being
wow,
thrown
look
there.
at those knees right to the lower back. That's got to be painful.
Yeah, those take the try right out of you. They just make you wonder, if you pick the right profession. It's just they just go right to your soul.
Boy, Torian Vargas taking some pretty good damage here late in this 3rd round. Less than a minute to go. Like we said, for a while there, he was doing better in the round as opposed to the first 2, but right now, Kenny Jordan right back to dominating again.
He's had good moments in every round, and it's just Jordan's just, a lot of MMA is exploiting the biggest deficit in whatever skill area you have with your opponent, and he's just using that wrestling to just smother the try right out of him.
Yep, really sapping the power right out of Torian Vargas, which is not easy to do, is it?
No, and like I said, I don't think you're going to break his spirits. I don't think you're going to break him mentally, but I do think he's frustrated right now. I've seen him kind of roll his eyes a couple times as he's gotten hit. I think he's just getting frustrated.
Vargas finally gets his feet, and he gets thrown down with 1 second left, and that is it for round number 3. Kenny is dictating the pace of this fight.
We'll see if he can continue that here in round 4.
And we're underway.
Ooh, nice. That's a big shot.
Big overhand. Ooh, big kick. That's what Torian wants to do, and Kenny says nope.
That's the frustration right there. You just land 2 good shots, even though he blocked that kick. We saw the sweat fly off. You feel that stuff. And then you get taken down. It's just, Torian's going to be frustrated.
Kenny Jordan putting in a couple body shots there while Vargas again has his back against the cage, and there's a knee.
And on the flip side of that, Kenny's got to be real happy that, hey, if we get this thing into the ground, I feel pretty good about being able to control this. I wouldn't say he's necessarily trying to finish the fight the way he's doing. I'd like to see some more aggression and all that, but that's easy to say sitting 50 feet away in a commentator booth.
Of course, a win is a win.
A win's the belt.
Right.
Nobody asks how you won it.
No doubt. Style points don't mean a heck of a lot. Kenny Jordan right now just kind of a grinding style. And
you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of our title fight a couple cards ago with Larry DiGiulio and DJ Sakura. Kind of the more explosive DJ.
Oh, there he goes. Gets in the rear naked here. Is it in? Did he lock it in tight?
He doesn't have a hook in there. He's got to get some hooks in, which means right there how he wrapped that right leg around and hooked it inside.
Haven't seen a tap
there.
yet.
That'll make
Vargas still trying to work out. Still trying.
I think he's got a little bit of room.
He's under his chin, but nope, he got it out.
Wow.
That's why he's a champion,
In his title fight, Adam Schumacher had him in a tough spot, and he fought out of that, People didn't think he was going to come out of it.
And now Vargas is on his feet and delivering some blows to Jordan. Jordan gets him back on the ground, though.
It was a nice little single leg takedown, kind of a little trip there.
From his knees, yeah.
And that's where I was talking, the knees to a grounded opponent need to be legal, because he was able to just kind of sit there and knew he wasn't going to take too much damage. Maybe a couple of punches here or there, but if you could throw some knees, that changes that situation instantly.
And I don't know that you can generate as much force from a knee on the ground as you can from a standing, like a Muay Thai clinch knee.
Oh. Jordan's in trouble.
Tight armbar there by Vargas. And Jordan slides out.
Wow. That was very impressive.
How in the world did he get out of that? He just escaped a defeat there. Did Kenny Jordan.
Nice slick low double, we call it.
Both of these fighters have had chances to finish with some jiu-jitsu moves, and both of them have been able to get out.
I'd like to see Tori the next time they're on their feet fake a punch and throw a knee, because Kenny's just ducking right under that punch instantly and taking that takedown. Throw it, see what you could land. You might get him.
Launching his shoulder into Torian Bogus right there. It's interesting. What do you call that, Nick?
I don't know. You don't see that a lot anymore. Annoying, I guess. Like you're on the bottom, you know. Doesn't hurt a lot.
There
but it's
we
like,
go.
Man,
yeah, Torian Bogus, I tell you.
Takes your focus away, you know. Nice reversal by Bogus there.
Can't question his cardio. He's coming on strong here in this 4th round. Torian Bogus throwing some shots.
Here we go.
Like I said, man, Bogus is a fighter.
Boy, Kenny Jordan, I wonder if he didn't start to get a little comfortable with this fight.
There's the frustration again.
Yeah, he gave that reversal up a lot easier than you'd think that he would.
And maybe it was because he expended so much energy, throwing some shots in. But boy, Kenny Jordan.
As far as cardio goes, that carrying their weight the whole fight like he has been, that wears you out as much as fighting a lot of times on your feet. Or scrambling, you're just the whole time you're just trying to push up with your core. You're trying to lift your back off the ground. You're trying to get your feet under you. It's exhausting.
Some knees being thrown there by Jordan. He continues to maintain control. This 4th round, though, we've seen it's kind of seesawed back and forth, hasn't it, guys?
Yeah, this is definitely, I think, Tori's best round he's had so far. He showed some life in there. Looked good on his feet a little bit there when it started, and then had that explosion. Yeah.
Under 10 seconds left in the round, so it looks like we're going to go the full 5 here for the belt, which is, kind of the way you want to see it. And there it is, round 4 in the books.
I say 4 rounds to nothing. Kenny Jordan, that last round, if you want to give it to Tori, I'm not going to argue with you. That's why he said maybe give him the half, the 3/4 we can introduce.
Yeah, if I was corner, and that'd be the first thing I'd say is like, it's do or die, champ.
You want to hold on to the belt, you need to get a finish.
Yeah, I'd be telling him, throw that knee, try and catch him coming in, do something.
Nice show of sportsmanship there.
Yeah. We are ready for round number 5. We're underway. Kenny Jordan in the black trunks. The champion, Torian Bogus, in the red and white. Rob Spangler, Nick the Cowboy from Hell Marin, Justin Taylor with you from Pinnacle Combat 16 here at the 5 Flags in Dubuque. It's been a heck of a title fight. Wow. Strong kick. Now going for a takedown. Kenny Jordan, but Bogus gets out of it for a second, then he gets slammed.
Well, I'll tell you what, he took that head kick, had his hands down, told him, no, I'm fine, then took a shot to the face. That could have changed this fight quickly.
I tell you, Bogus, with all the takedowns he's given up, it's changed his thinking. He's not throwing combos, and he's got really slick combos, especially like a punch kick going high-low back and forth. And he was just throwing one strike at a time because he doesn't want to commit to anything and leave himself flat-footed and vulnerable for the takedown, which eventually came again here after landing a couple good single strikes.
And if you're Kenny Jordan at this point, not that you want to be boring, but let's face it, you kind of want to ride this out and continue doing what you've been doing.
Hey, nobody calls a football team boring when they, run the clock out with the lead. They're just trying to win the game, It's the same thing. Okay, I might call him boring, but I'm not going to call a fighter boring because, it's...
It takes skill to do that. To control someone on top is not an easy thing to do.
Well, and let's not forget, a minute and a half ago, he just took a head kick and a punch to the face. I kind of, might have dazed him a little bit. It doesn't take, with a guy like Tori, it takes one punch and the fight's over.
With the title like this on the line and a good win bonus hanging over your head, I mean, a guy's going to want to do what he can to just probably finish the fight, on top and
walk away with that belt,
Not to mention, you finished the Milicic guy. Tori's, in the Midwest here. People know his name. He's a tough guy. Yeah, it's a good win all around if he gets this, if he pulls it out.
he invested 22 solid minutes into this fight by now, and he's just trying to play conservative, I think, to keep,
Ask Chael Sonnen what happens when you win 24 minutes of a fight and get submitted with about a minute left.
And that's the thing. Is that what Bogus is thinking about right now? How can I catch it?
Yeah, I think I think going through his head right now is like, just got to be, I got to get up to my feet and make something happen.
As you said, it just takes one jiu-jitsu hold, one punch, one kick.
Yeah, if I was Kenny, I would do this exact same thing for another 2 minutes. I would not risk anything. Like you said, you don't like to hear that, you don't like to say that, but let's be honest and realistic. That's what you're going to do.
We are under 2 minutes to go here in this title fight. Round number 5 here. Got a great night of fights. What a card Harry McGlaris has put together yet again.
Yeah, the talent pool just gets deeper and deeper every show. We just have to wonder sometimes if it doesn't go through a guy's head fighting for a title, man, I'm the champ in Pinnacle. Maybe I don't want to be because of who I might have to fight next. We take Jacob Volkman in on, a couple days notice, and we get some of these other guys that have filled this card out. TJ O'Brien was a great addition to the roster. And then adding, Kenny Jordan right here. Appears to be on his way to winning our title. It's like their pool just gets deeper and deeper every show. And
sometimes I wonder if people don't, locally, do they appreciate the quality and level of fighters that we have when we've got consistently UFC, Bellator, World Series of Fighter. I mean, top-of-the-line fighters competing every time Pinnacle puts on a show.
As a town, I think in Dubuque, I think we're spoiled sports-wise a little bit. Kind of go out to another one, the Saints. We've got one of the premier junior hockey teams in here. We've had success with that for years, and we've got one of the best, the best MMA organization in the Midwest.
Bogus trying to make something happen here.
And yeah, I don't think people realize that what we have. Go to some other shows, that travel, go to some shows, and you're going to see this is the real deal. This is legit.
You're right. Bogus for a moment there stood up, but Kenny Jordan, just like that, takes him right back down. We're under 15 seconds, so this is it. Kenny Jordan just trying to ride it out, trying to finish strong here. Vitorian Bogus, frustrating.
Yeah, you just can't get away from the guy's got a good grip and everything. He's going to hold you down.
That's it.
The thing is, Jordan's been doing damage the whole way. He's landed some great shots to the head, all kinds of knees to the body. He didn't just lay on him. Yeah, he might have controlled him the entire fight, but he was throwing heat the entire time. The 25 minutes we spent watching them go to battle.
This was your featherweight title fight. One judge scores 50-45. Our second judge scoring 50-45. Our third judge scoring at 50-44. By unanimous decision, our new title holder, Kenny Jordan.
Kenny Jordan now being adorned with the championship belt. Putting a wrap on Pinnacle Combat 16 here at the Five Flags Civic Center in Dubuque, Iowa. Rob Spangler, Justin Taylor, and as we look at this fight card, it really did live up to expectations. We had some great amateur fights tonight. We also had a champion dethroned. We'll get to that in a few moments, but Eric Vo came out with some fire tonight.
Yeah, let's clear it up. We're not surprised Eric Vo won. We're surprised how he won. He came in against a Eddie Bravo 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu blue belt, and that's no joke. Not only did he beat him, but he submitted him in the first round, and that's impressive there. That fight was never in question, and that's what's most impressive. He came out and he submitted a high-level jiu-jitsu guy.
Now, the co-main event featured two UFC and World Series of Fighting vets. These two guys, experienced, seasoned. We thought, boy, this one might go the distance. Ended up being a pretty quick finish for TJ O'Brien, and we found out why they call him the Spider.
Yeah, he's got those long legs, and unfortunately for Jake, he stood over top of him, and he avoided those up kicks for a while. One of them got through, and everybody in the place heard it when that one landed. I think it dazed him a little bit. A second one came through, it dropped him, and then it was just a matter of time before that one was finished.
And then the title fight, the only fight of the night that went the distance, all 5 rounds. But Kenny Jordan, he took the belt away from the champion and really controlled it.
Yeah, that was surprising also. Again, not surprised that he won necessarily, but surprised how he won. He took Torrey down all 5 rounds. He was on top most of the fight, controlled him. To his credit, he took a head kick, he took a big punch, and he weathered that storm, did everything he needed to frustrate the champ and take the belt.
He did. Well, that'll put a wrap on Pinnacle Combat 16 along with Justin Taylor. I'm Rob Spangler. Big shout out to Harry McGlaris, our promoter for Pinnacle Combat 16.